It is my great pleasure to announce to you the start of the Spring 2025 Doctoral Hooding and Graduation Ceremony. Please stand as you are able for the platform party. President Bradley, Provost Cardarelli, Dean Bain, I am pleased to present to you the candidates for Master of Fine Arts, Doctor of Audiology, Doctor of Sociology, Doctor of Education, and Doctor of Philosophy in the Spring 2025 graduation ceremony. Ceremony. I am honored to present to you President of the University of Louisville, Dr. Jerry Bradley.
Thank you, everyone. What a wonderful and glorious day. So, welcome to all the families, the mentors, the faculty and staff to the Spring 2025 Doctoral Hooding and Graduation Ceremony. This is an incredibly special occasion, one where we recognize the outstanding achievement, the effort, the perseverance, and the sacrifice that you have all made. The reasons for going to graduate school are many. When you made the decision to further your education here, you may have been looking to gain additional knowledge and expertise. You might have wanted to increase your marketability and earning potential. Maybe you wanted to continue making connections and networking, or working with the best and brightest in your chosen field. Whatever your reason, you came here today, you have met your goals, and it is time to celebrate. The University of Louisville, as you may know, is just one of 102 universities in the country to earn recognition from the Carnegie Foundation as an R1 research intense and a community engaged university. It is also only one of 21 universities that has an R1 research and a Carnegie classification for access for students. It is the distinctions like that that make U of L so unique, and it has played, hopefully, a role in your decision to become a Cardinal. Regardless of how and why you're here, we are so honored that you chose to continue your education at U of L. I hope you have enjoyed your experience here as much as we have enjoyed fostering your growth and development, helping you to hopefully overcome obstacles, and we certainly enjoyed watching you succeed. Today's workforce is complicated and ever-changing. 60% of the jobs today did not exist in 1945. With the advances in digital technology and AI, that 80-year change period will be dramatically reduced. Indeed, according to the World Economic Forum report, in 2025, 92 million jobs will be displaced, while 170 million new roles will be created by 2030. 39% of current skills will be outdated in 5 years. By earning an advanced degree, you have proven that you are ready to take on those challenges that lie ahead. You can leave here confident that you are more than qualified to help meet the employment needs of our city, our Commonwealth, and beyond. You've traveled a variety of paths to get here today. You've come from different backgrounds and life experiences, and we embrace the diverse community that we are. You may be at a different place in your life than the person sitting next to you, but I can tell you that none of that really matters. No matter how we got here, today you're bound together by the achievement of a common goal, one that few in our state or our country can claim. I want to be among the first to truly congratulate you on you attaining this truly wonderful and remarkable milestone. Best of luck to all of your future endeavors. Remember that you are always part of the U of L family. Congratulations, and go Cards.
Hello. I'm the Dean of the Graduate School, and my name is Beth Bain. I want to say good afternoon to all of you. So, good afternoon. Thank you. I'm pleased to join President Bradley and Provost Cardarelli in welcoming our graduates, your mentors, your families, and your friends to this special hooding and graduation ceremony for those who have earned the highest degrees in their disciplines. Today we celebrate candidates for the Doctor of Social Work, the Doctor of Audiology, the Doctor of Education, and the Doctor of Philosophy. We will also confer degrees of Masters of Fine Arts, which is the terminal degree in both theater arts and studio arts and design. In a minute, I will have the great pleasure of introducing Idoya Meata Isuse. this year's outstanding student in the graduate school who will give the student remarks. And they're wonderful, so it's worth listening to me to get to her. But before I do, I would like to say a few words to your families and friends, and of course to you, our candidates. And I want to begin with a request. Candidates and their mentors, so everyone sitting on the floor, raise your hand if you have had a parent or a sibling who completed a PhD or an MFA before you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 5, right? And we have about 185 people on the floor, all right? So what this shows us is that earning a PhD is rare. A little over 1% of the population has one. It's also rare because it's hard, all right? There would be more of you if it were an easier path. So I think it's important for us to remember that, because it takes not only native intellect to earn a doctorate. It takes self-sacrifice, self-discipline, an investment of time, money, and hard work. And sometimes the money is the money you forego for a couple years while you work on your PhD. And a capacity for practicing the same research skills over and over until they become second nature and you become expert. Whether your discipline requires working in a lab, carrying out research in the field, or reading in a library, probably a combination of those things, by some estimates it takes at least 10,000 hours of sustained study to develop the expertise necessary to conduct original research that contributes to your discipline's knowledge base. This is a requirement for earning a terminal degree. This investment of time sometimes is unfathomable to your friends and parents and partners. For my birthday during my last year in my doctoral program, my older brother sent me a birthday card with an iconic picture of Charles Brown and Lucy on the front. Lucy was poised holding a football, and Charlie Brown was poised to kick it. Both had happened millions of times before. And the viewer knows that Charlie's not going to get that kick, that ball's going to be snatched away, and he's going to land on his tush. That's a little bit like going to grad school, right? A lot of falling on your tush before you actually get here. And on the caption on that card, and it strikes me now, looking back, I wish I still had the card, but the caption was, "Are you still in the 22nd grade?" Here's hoping this birthday is the last you'll spend in school. Seems like that's a fairly small market for that card, but it made a point. I remembered all these years later. And your families and friends, like my brother, may not share the passion you have for learning or fully understand the time it takes to earn a degree, time that is spent away from them. So thank you, families, for being patient with your candidates. They also may not understand that you never stop learning, that earning this degree does not mean that you will spend no more time in school. I'm sorry, but that is the truth. You have finally passed the 22nd grade, but it doesn't stop there. I know that the support you've received from your family, your friends, and your mentors sitting next to you today has been instrumental to your success. So graduates, would you mind taking a moment and applauding your mentors and your family and friends who have joined us today to celebrate and actually to witness your completion of your terminal degree. Now, candidates, I have one more question just for you, but it's not one you can answer by raising your hand. You'll answer it by how you live the rest of your life. What will earning a doctorate mean for you, not only as a professional, but also as a human being? To be truly successful, you will continue to take calculated risks in your research, accept responsibility for your actions and the results of those actions, even when the result is failure. And I'm sorry to say, just as you'll continue studying, you'll continue to fail, right? It's part of research. Even more than native intelligence, what has helped you succeed thus far are the same dispositions that will ensure your future success. How you respect others who may hold different opinions, different beliefs, different cultural values. How you respond to adversity when you do fail. How you respond not only to your failures, but to the failures of those around you. How do you pick people up when they fail? How you react to uncertainty and the rapid pace of change that Dr. Bradley referenced. And how you respond to the call for leadership when others are also suffering through uncertainty and challenging times. Resilience and compassion are not only required to earn a terminal degree, they are required for a good life. These are dispositions, excuse me, I know you have fully developed at the University of Louisville and will carry forward with you. Candidates, you're entering a world that differs from the world I entered when I finally graduated from the 22nd grade. It is a world more in need of leadership that takes risks, that respects the opinions and feelings of others, leadership that embraces and manages change compassionately for others, leadership that fights ferociously for truth and integrity, leadership that values expertise, both your own, so know you have become an expert, but then also value the expertise of others. While I may be uncertain of what challenges tomorrow will bring, I am certain that you are up to those challenges, having completed your degree here at the University of Louisville. I'm certain that each of you possesses the intellect, the skills, and the dispositions of mind to accept the call to lead through uncertain times. I'm confident in your futures as researchers, teachers, social workers, seekers of truth and knowledge, mentors to those who come after you, entrepreneurs, employees, and world citizens. I am truly optimistic for our collective future. Finally, I am grateful that each of you chose to do your graduate work at the University of Louisville. And on behalf of the graduate school and all of the deans, staff, and administrators gathered here today, I congratulate you and your mentors for your achievements and thank your families, friends, and partners for their support of you. Now, I'd like to introduce Adoya Meata Isusi, the graduate school's outstanding student and the recipient of the Guy Stevenson Award, which is given to a student who has demonstrated excellence in both scholarship and leadership within their discipline. Adoya will speak to us this afternoon, and she will carry the graduate school's banner at tomorrow morning's university-wide commencement. Adoya earned a BS in biology and an MS in marine environment and resources from the University of Basque Country before coming to the University of Louisville in 2019 to join the lab of Dr. John Pierce Wise, Sr. She has earned both her master's and doctoral degrees from the Department of Pharmacology and Toxicology at U of L, where she also was awarded the K.C. Hung Outstanding Graduate Student Award, the highest honor her department gives. Her research has focused on environmental carcinogens and has already resulted in 18 peer-reviewed publications. In addition to collaborating with faculty across the university, she has served as a mentor to numerous high school, undergraduate, and graduate students in her lab and department. Adoya believes that being part of the scientific community means giving back, advocating for diversity, and empowering those who need a voice. She has served as the president of the Pharmacology and Toxicology Graduate Student Organization, as a representative and travel director to the Graduate Student Council, as a member of the Graduate Program Recruitment, Admissions, and Student Success Council in her department, and as the sole graduate student representative on the university's Commission on the Status of Women. Drawing upon her disciplinary expertise, she has also served on the Campus Climate Committee and the Academic Technology Committee with faculty and staff from across campus. Her nominated praises her exceptional research and suggests that her service is off the charts exceptional. this is a quote from the nomination letter. The fact that she dedicated such an exceptional effort to service and teaching while maintaining such a significantly high level of academic and research excellence is amazing, particularly given the time commitment involved in all the things she was engaged in. Adoya plans to transition to a postdoctoral position at the University of Louisville in Dr. Wise's lab to study liver carcinogenesis. And I would be remiss if I didn't note here, and you should be able to put this together in a few minutes, but I want to say it out loud, that Adoya's mentor, Dr. John Wise Sr., is also the winner of this year's Outstanding Mentor of a Doctoral Student Award. And this is the first time that both parts of a mentoring pair have been selected as the Outstanding Mentor and the Outstanding Graduate Student in the same year. And we started giving the mentor awards in 2009, so this is the first time. So, with no further ado, I will say, join me in welcoming Adoya to the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is an incredible honor to receive the Guy Stevenson Award. When I found out, I was overwhelmed with gratitude. And I also had a slight panic because this meant that I had to give a speech, but hey, here we are. I've always been drawn to the ocean, just like a magnet. By now you probably have noticed that I have an accent. A spoiler, I'm not from the United States. I come from a small town in the Basque Country, Euskal Herria, about 20, maybe 30 minutes away from the sea. And I came all the way to Kentucky because I really wanted to study whales. Yes, you heard that right. I wanted to study whales, and no, not those in the Ohio River. Hearing that, some of you might be wondering about my life choices, and believe me, sometimes I do too. But one thing that I've learned is to trust my instincts and take the risks, because in the end, if everything works out, that's great. If it doesn't, it is still a great learning experience too, because you see, I did study whales here in Kentucky, and not just whales, but sea turtles and alligators too. What an amazing journey this has been. I want to start by thanking the person who made that happen and helped me succeed, my mentor, Dr. John Wise Sr. One day, I sent him an email to join his lab, and just like that, he welcomed me with open arms into his family. I have not left since his lab. I've graduated with 2 master's degrees and a doctoral degree under his mentorship. John, thank you for always steering me into the right path, not just keeping me afloat, but pushing me to the grade. This is another huge lesson that I've learned. Having a great mentor makes a difference, and I really hope that one day I can return to the next generation everything that he has done for me too. I also want to thank my committee members and my lab members. Thank you for your guidance, your encouragement, and your endless support. To my partner, Kanani, thank you. I know part of you lives in the ocean too. Thank you for nurturing me with adventure, grounding me with love, and reminding me to be kind to myself. Even when I just want to live off of coffee, yes, we do need to drink water. You were right, and that's another lesson that I've learned. To my family and friends here and in the Basque Country, you might have noticed that I have a flag with me. You probably can't see it because it's behind, but eskerrik asko danoi. Thank you for loving me, for caring for me, and for always being there for me, no matter how far the ocean currents have taken me. To my fellow graduates, we made it. And yes, it was hard. We endured the late nights, the failed experiments, many failed experiments, and the moments where we questioned our life choices, somewhere between pipetting and coffee number 6. Horrible combination, by the way. We've balanced the research, training, mentoring, and somehow survived through a pandemic. And now I have no doubt that we'll make it through this current situation that we're living in. I've learned a lot about resilience during this journey. As an international student with English being my third language and a woman in science, I've often found myself navigating waters that felt unfamiliar. But those challenges also sparked something in me, a need to advocate, not just for my own community, but for others too. I strongly believe that progress and scientific breakthroughs only happen when we build spaces where everyone, and I mean everyone, feels seen, heard, and valued. We talk a lot about diversity and inclusion, or maybe not enough right now, but those aren't just buzzwords. They are the bedrock of innovation, collaboration, and humanity. When we open the doors wider, when we make space for different voices, different journeys, different accents, we create something better, something stronger, just like the ocean, where different species not just coexist, but they thrive together. You see, much of my research has focused on how pollutants affect all of us, from whales to humans, from sea turtles to entire ecosystems. And through my field work, I've learned a few life lessons from these amazing creatures that I would like to share with all of you today. Be like whales, marine mammals that have learned to survive in the most extreme environments, adapt, evolve, keep going. Even in the deepest waters where it is dark and the unknown might be challenging, know that you are prepared. And don't be afraid to speak up and sing loudly because you belong. Be like sea turtles, resilient, steady, protected by a hard shell, unless you are a leatherback. In that case, just do your best. But pace yourself, and remember, trusting your instincts will carry you farther than fear ever could. Be like alligators, calm on the surface and unbothered, but ready to snap into action when matters the most. Don't let the stillness fool anyone. You know when to strike. And above all, be the kind of scientist, colleague, and human who lifts others up. I was extremely fortunate to have found extraordinary mentors throughout my career. Now it is time for me and for each of you to become mentors to others. This is a huge power. Use it to support others and advocate for those who feel unseen. Make room, share knowledge, and build bridges, because science is not a solo dive, it is a team expedition. New graduates, now is your time. You earn it. Every late night, every early morning, every breakthrough, breakdown, and breakthrough again, the world needs you. Your ideas, your passion, your perspectives. There will be obstacles, some you can see, some that are hidden, just like coral reefs at high tide. But that doesn't stop us. We keep swimming. So take what you've learned, which I know it is a lot, and go make waves. Be bold, be kind, and remember, the strongest waves often begin with just a ripple. Thank you, and congratulations to all the graduates.
Thank you, Idoia. That was quite wonderful. I don't know if I'm a whale or a turtle. I now introduce Dr. Paul DeMarco, Associate Dean of the Graduate School, who is going to announce first some very special awards, and then invite our candidates to come up for the degrees of Master of Fine Arts, Doctor of Social Work, Doctor of Audiology, and Doctor of Education, and Doctor of Philosophy.
Thank you, Dean Boehm. I would first like to introduce the recipients of some special awards that are conferred by the Graduate School. Please refer to your program for the bios extolling the accomplishments of each of our honorees. It is my pleasure to again present Idoia Mieta Isusi, recipient of the Guy Stevenson Award for Excellence in Graduate Studies. This is the highest award given by the Graduate School. Idoia will carry the school banner during today's ceremony and tomorrow at the main commencement ceremony. Idoia earns today a Doctor of Philosophy in Pharmacology and Toxicology, as well as the Graduate Dean's citation. Idoia is joined by faculty mentor, Professor John P. Wise, Sr., and Dr. Jeffrey Bumpus, Dean of the School of Medicine. Daniel C. Nguyen is the recipient of the John Richard Binford Memorial Award. Daniel earns today a Doctor of Philosophy in Physiology and Biophysics, as well as the Graduate Dean citation. Daniel is joined by faculty mentor Professor Bradford Hill and Dr. Jeffrey Bumpus, Dean of the School of Medicine. Joshua Eric Nielsen is the recipient of the John M. Houchins Prize for Outstanding Dissertation. Joshua has earned a Doctor of Philosophy in Industrial Engineering as well as the Graduate Dean citation. Joshua is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Monica Gentili, and Dr. Emmanuel Collins, Dean of the J.B. Speed School of Engineering. Izzy Eisenhart is the recipient of the Virginia Jenny Madden Award for Graduate Student Leadership and Service. Izzy has earned a Master of Fine Arts in Studio Art and Design, as well as the Graduate Dean's citation. Izzy is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Rachel Singer, and Dr. Dana Turan, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. Wala Dar Alzara is the recipient of the Alice Eves Barnes Award for Outstanding Achievement in a Master's Program. Wala has earned a Master of Arts in Applied Philosophy as well as the Graduate Dean citation. Wala is joined by faculty mentor Professor Lauren Freeman and Dr. Dana Turan, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. Faculty mentors are an integral part of the student's academic journey. The Graduate School is very pleased to present awards to recognize outstanding mentorship and advising of master's and doctoral students. First, the recipient of the Spring 2025 Outstanding Faculty Mentor of Master's Students Award is Dr. Angela Story. Dr. Story is an associate professor in the College of Arts and Sciences and is joined by Dr. Dana Turan, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. Second, the recipient of the Spring 2025 Outstanding Faculty Mentor of Doctoral Students Award is Dr. John Pierce Wise, Sr. Dr. Wise is a professor in the School of Medicine and is joined by Dr. Jeffrey Bumpus, Dean of the School of Medicine. The Graduate School is very pleased to recognize Dr. Deborah Powers as a recipient of the Provost Award for Exemplary Director of Graduate Studies. Dr. Powers is an assistant professor in the College of Education and Human Development and is joined by Dr. Tabitha Greed-Rear, Dean of the College. The Graduate School is also very pleased to recognize Dr. Patricia Sushi as a recipient of the Provost Award for Exemplary Director of Graduate Studies. Dr. Sushi is an associate professor in the J.B. Speed School of Engineering and is joined by Dr. Emmanuel Collins, Dean of the Speed School. This concludes our awards portion of the ceremony. I will ask Dr. Dana Turan, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, to join in congratulating students from her college as we announce the candidates for the degree of Master of Fine Arts. Faith Janae Artis, Master of Fine Arts in Theater Arts. Faith's faculty mentor is Professor Jennifer Pennington, And Faith is joined by Assistant Professor Katrin Booker. Crystal Siobhan Waller, Master of Fine Arts in Theater Arts. Crystal is joined by faculty mentor, Assistant Professor Katrin Booker. Darren Edward Dispensa Mosley, Master of Fine Arts in Theater Arts. Darren is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Rachel Carter. Annabella Jean Cockrell, Master of Fine Arts in Studio Art and Design. Annabella is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Mary Carruthers. John Garcia Day, Master of Fine Arts in Studio Art and Design. John is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Mitch Eckert. I would now like to ask Dr. John Miller, Dean of the Raymond A. Kent School of Social Work and Family Science, to join in congratulating students from his school as we announce the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Social Work. Rachel Jean Wallersheim Jenkins, Doctor of Social Work. Rachel is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Andrew Winters. Kawan Desmond Owens, Doctor of Social Work. Kawan is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Andrew Winters. Heather Lynn Savage, Doctor of Social Work. Heather is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Andrew Winters. Kristen Lorraine Klein, Doctor of Social Work. Kristen's faculty mentor is Professor Crystal Collins Camargo. Kristen is joined by Associate Professor Andrew Winters. Bethany Proudfoot, Doctor of Social Work. Bethany's faculty mentor is Professor Crystal Collins Camargo, and Bethany is joined by Associate Professor Andrew Winters. Michelle Latondra Davidson, Doctor of Social Work. Michelle is joined by faculty mentor, Assistant Professor Susan Rima. Gabrielle Jordan Harvey, Doctor of Social Work. Gabrielle is joined by faculty mentor, Assistant Professor Susan Rima. Carrie Ann Oddie, Doctor of Social Work, and the Graduate Dean's Citation. Carrie is joined by faculty mentor, Assistant Professor Susan Rima. Andrea Sparrow, Doctor of Social Work and the Graduate Dean citation. Andrea is joined by faculty mentor, Assistant Professor Susan Rima. James Paul Zimmer, Doctor of Social Work and the Graduate Dean citation. James is joined by faculty mentor, Assistant Professor Susan Rima. Latasha Yvette Richard, Doctor of Social Work. Latasha is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Shauna Golder. Megan Richardson Setter, Doctor of Social Work. Megan is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Shauna Golder. Deidre Shree Thompson, Doctor of Social Work and the Graduate Dean citation. Deidre is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Shauna Golder. I would now like to ask Dr. Jeffrey Bumpus, Dean of the School of Medicine, to join in congratulating students from his school as we announce the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Audiology. Anna Cassidy Burns, Doctor of Audiology. Anna is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Lindsay Cornell. Emily Jane Shoup, Doctor of Audiology. Emily is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Lindsay Cornell. Michelle Marie Carden, Doctor of Audiology. Michelle is joined by faculty mentor, Assistant Professor Laura Galloway. Brianna Lee Fields, Doctor of Audiology. Brianna is joined by faculty mentor, Assistant Professor Laura Galloway. Zachary Lee Mattingly, Doctor of Audiology. Zachary is joined by faculty mentor, Assistant Professor Laura Galloway. Aaron Holcomb Mixon, Doctor of Audiology. Aaron is joined by faculty mentor, Assistant Professor Laura Galloway. Haley P. Skipper, Doctor of Audiology. Kaylee's faculty mentor is Associate Professor Shay Morgan, and Kaylee is joined by Assistant Professor Laura Galloway. Emily Caitlin Cullum, Doctor of Audiology. Emily's faculty mentor is Associate Professor Shay Morgan. Emily is joined by Dr. Brittany Brose. Yana Patricia Estes, Doctor of Audiology. Yana is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Haman Al-Makadma. Caitlin Elizabeth Pauline Greer, Doctor of Audiology. Caitlin is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Haman Al-Makadma. Audie Clark Gilchrist, Doctor of Audiology. Audie is joined by faculty mentor, Assistant Professor Young-hee Oh. Keeler Easton Pansing, Doctor of Audiology. Keeler is joined by faculty mentor, Dr. Hannah Morton. Caroline Pauline Nuss, Doctor of Audiology. Caroline's faculty mentor is Associate Professor Pavel Zahorik. Caroline is joined by Dr. Lauren Pollock. Bailey LaPaul, Doctor of Audiology. Bailey is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Shay Morgan. I would now like to ask Dr. Tabitha Greer Reed, Dean of the College of Education and Human Development, to join in congratulating students from her college as we announce the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Education. Rachel Bernay Wood, Doctor of Education in Educational Leadership and Organizational Development. Rachel is joined by faculty mentor, Assistant Professor Deborah Powers. Robert Bryan Jr., Doctor of Education in Educational Leadership and Organizational Development. Robert is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Mary Bryden Miller. Mindy Menon Gold, Doctor of Education in Educational Leadership and Organizational Development. Mindy is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Mary Bryden Miller. Whitney Taylor, Doctor of Education in Educational Leadership and Organizational Development. Whitney is joined by co-faculty mentors, Professor Mary Bryden Miller and Professor Jeffrey Sun. Alexander Jacob Glasser, Doctor of Education in Educational Leadership and Organizational Development. Alexander is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Kyle Engel. Amy Catherine Lyons, Doctor of Education in Educational Leadership and Organizational Development. Amy is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Kyle Engel. Allison Emily Shockley, Doctor of Education in Educational Leadership and Organizational Development. Allison is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Kyle Engel. Rachel Ann Klein, Doctor of Educational Leadership and Organizational Development. Rachel is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Regina Umstead-Pertel. Hoon Kang Wilson, Doctor of Education in Educational Leadership and Organizational Development. Hoon is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Regina Umstead-Pertel. Dr. Tabitha Greer-Reed will remain here to congratulate students from her college as we begin announcing the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Taquarius Travone Mahone, Doctor of Philosophy in Counseling and Personnel Services. Taquarius is joined Taquarius is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Susan Longerbeam. Melissa Lee Zipper, Doctor of Philosophy in Curriculum and Instruction. Melissa is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Amy Seeley Flint. Kevin Kelleher Buckley, Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Leadership and Organizational Development. Kevin is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Jacob Gross. I would now like to invite Dr. Dana Turan, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, to join in congratulating candidates from her college. Helena Frances Alacha, Doctor of Philosophy in Clinical Psychology. Helena is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Sarah Bufford. Anna Olchik, Doctor of Philosophy in Clinical Psychology. Anna is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Sarah Bufford. Emily Ertl, Doctor of Philosophy in Clinical Psychology. Emily is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Benjamin Mast. Darby Steinman, Doctor of Philosophy in Clinical Psychology. Darby is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Benjamin Mast. Catherine Grace Coughlin-Golway, Doctor of Philosophy in Psychological Sciences. Catherine is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Marcy DeCaro. Raina Ashley Isaacs, Doctor of Philosophy and Psychological Sciences. Raina is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Marcy DeCaro. Anya Elizabeth Shorey Smith, Doctor of Philosophy and Psychological Sciences, and the Graduate Dean citation. Anya is joined by co-faculty mentors Associate Professor Marcy DeCaro and Associate Professor Christian Still. Elena Ann Gracci, Doctor of Philosophy and Psychological Sciences. Elena is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Daniel DeCaro. Tricia A. Dewin Manning, Doctor of Philosophy and Applied Sociology. Tricia is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Melanie Gast. John Douglas Brodus, Jr., Doctor of Philosophy and Applied Sociology. John is joined by faculty mentor, Professor David Rolfs. Jessica Nicole Gottbrath, Doctor of Philosophy and English Rhetoric and Composition, and the Graduate Dean citation. Jessica is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Bronwyn Williams. Kendall Catherine Harmeling, Doctor of Philosophy in English Rhetoric and Composition, and the Graduate Dean citation. Kendall is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Bronwyn Williams. Rachel Ann Morgan, Doctor of Philosophy in English Rhetoric and Composition, and the Graduate Dean citation. Rachel is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Andrea Ollinger. Roxanne Karen Hayes, Doctor of Philosophy and Biology. Roxanne is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Michael Perlin. Julia Kachanova, Doctor of Philosophy and Biology. Julia is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Sarah Emery. Rafiqul Islam, Doctor of Philosophy in Applied and Industrial Mathematics. Rafiqul is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Joshu Lee. Jacob Townsend, Doctor of Philosophy in Applied and Industrial Mathematics. Jacob is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Ryan Gill. Aaron Lewis Nuz, Doctor of Philosophy and Humanities. Aaron's faculty mentor is Professor Ann Hall, and Aaron is joined by Dr. Michael Hagan. James Lewis Ritchie, Doctor of Philosophy and Humanities, and the Graduate Dean citation. James is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Claire Sullivan. Barbie Cormisha Parker, Doctor of Philosophy and Pan-African Studies. Barbie's faculty mentor is Associate Professor Kasi Logan, and Barbie is joined by Professor Ricky Jones. Rebecca Wells Gonzalez, Doctor of Philosophy in Urban and Public Affairs. Rebecca is joined by faculty mentor Professor Tony Arnold. I would now like to invite Dr. Kathy Baumgartner, Interim Dean for the School of Public Health and Information Sciences, to join in congratulating the candidates from her school. Mary Evelyn Kernett, Doctor of Philosophy in Public Health Sciences. Mary is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Syed Karimi. Dania Mohammed Sabra, Doctor of Philosophy in Public Health Sciences. Dania is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Syed Karimi. Felicia A. Pugh, Doctor of Philosophy in Public Health Sciences. Felicia is joined by faculty mentor, Assistant Professor Natalie Dupree. Anish Mukherjee, Doctor of Philosophy in Biostatistics. Anish is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Jeremy Gaskins. I would now like to invite Dr. Beth Boehm, Dean of the Graduate School, to join in congratulating candidates from her school. Kiona Erica McKenzie, Doctor of Philosophy in Interdisciplinary Studies, specialization in Translational Bioengineering. Kiona's co-faculty mentors are Professor Gina Bertocci and Associate Professor Angela Thompson. Kiona is joined by Associate Professor Angela Thompson. Akarsha Vijayakumar Rao, Doctor of Philosophy in Interdisciplinary Studies, specialization in Bioinformatics. Akarsha is joined by faculty mentor Professor Suresh Barve. I would like to once again ask Dr. John Miller, Dean of the Raymond A. Kent School of Social Work and Family Science, to join in congratulating candidates from his school. Mona Arafat Dajani, Doctor of Philosophy in Social Work and the Graduate Dean's citation. Mona is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Adrian Archuleta. Jean Marie Zelinko, Doctor of Philosophy in Social Work and the Graduate Dean's citation. Jean's faculty mentor is Professor Bibhuti Sar. Jean is joined by Associate Professor Adrian Archuleta. Prabhati Gunatalaki, Doctor of Philosophy in Social Work and the Graduate Dean's citation. Prabhati's faculty mentor is Professor Bibhuti Sar. Prabhati is joined by Associate Professor Emma Sterrett Hong. I would like to once again invite Dr. Jeffrey Bumpus, Dean of the School of Medicine, to join in congratulating candidates from his school. Cecilia Ann Attaway, Doctor of Philosophy in Anatomical Sciences and Neurobiology. Cecilia is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Maureen McCall. Aggie Williams Brownell, Doctor of Philosophy. Doctor of Philosophy in Pharmacology and Toxicology and the Graduate Dean's Citation. Aggie is joined by faculty mentor, Professor John P. Wise, Sr. Lucy June Sloan, Doctor of Philosophy in Pharmacology and Toxicology. Lucy is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Shirish Barve. Danielle Therese Little, Doctor of Philosophy in Biochemistry and Doctor of Philosophy in Biochemistry and Molecular Genetics. Danielle is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Stephen Jones. Ghazal Sadri, Doctor of Philosophy in Biochemistry and Molecular Genetics. Ghazal is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Melissa Smith. Cameron Kyle Stopforth, Doctor of Philosophy in Physiology and Biophysics. Cameron is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Rachel Keefe. I would now like to invite Dr. Emmanuel Collins, Dean of the J.B. Speed School of Engineering, to join in congratulating candidates from his school. Sarnesh Gupta, Doctor of Philosophy in Mechanical Engineering. Sarnesh is joined by faculty mentor, Associate Professor Badri Narayanan. Uttam Karki, Doctor of Philosophy in Industrial Engineering. Uttam is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Pratik Parikh. Mahmoud Parvez, Doctor of Philosophy in Industrial Engineering. Mahmoud is joined by co-faculty mentors Professor Pratik Parikh and Associate Professor Faisal Aklan. Jacob Michael Miller, Doctor of Philosophy in Chemical Engineering and the Graduate Dean Citation. Jacob is joined by faculty mentor, Professor Eric Burson. Ruchik Mishra, Doctor of Philosophy and Electrical Engineering. Ruchik is joined by faculty mentor Professor Dan Popa. That ends the presentation of our candidates. I would now like to reintroduce President Bradley to confer degrees.
Would all the candidates for the degrees of Masters of Fine Arts, Doctor of Social Work, Doctor of Audiology, Doctor of Education, and Doctor of Philosophy please stand? On behalf of the Board of Trustees of the University of Louisville, I am pleased to grant each one of you the degree of Master of Fine Arts, Doctor of Social Work, Doctor of Audiology, Doctor of Education, or Doctor of Philosophy in your respected disciplines, based on the recommendations of the faculties of the colleges and the schools in the university. Congratulations, graduates.
Guests, we ask that you please remain standing as members of the platform party, graduates, and faculty mentors recess. After the end of the recessional, staff in the arena will help you to be able to exit, and you will be able to meet your graduates outside. Congratulations.